Yo, welcome. I see Billy coming in hot with the 24-person raid. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Let me turn that music down a little bit. Welcome. We're just about to get started here. So get your muse out and let's get ready to party, everyone. You ready for this, Spotty?
Yeah, bro. Sorry, I was doing one last thing on. I was posting in my Discord the live or the parcel link real quick, but I'm good now.
Let's go. Dollhouse, negative 100, negative 100.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us for another Mew Monday at the Dollhouse. As usual, my name is Sinful, and I am your host for Beyond the NFT. I almost said I am a guest for Beyond the NFT. Tonight's guest.
What you're gonna say? Thought you were the ghost. I thought you were gonna say you're the ghost for the
I
night.
I am the ghost. I am the guest, the ghost. The You want to flip this? You want to flip this? Maybe you can be the host.
No, definitely no. This is your world, brother.
Thank you, thank you. So tonight's guest, everyone, as you just saw, it is the best and only CryptoPunk rapper alive. Everyone, let's give it up for SpottieWiFi.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for everybody that's hanging out right now. This is dope. Loving all the dance moves and loving all the dope wearables, especially that cheetah print. This is amazing.
Well, big welcome to you, and thank you so much for being here tonight, Spotty. Uh, I really feel like our Decentraland community is really amped for tonight's show.
Yeah, man, I feel it. I'm amped for it too. This is amazing. Like, I'm feeling very at home, feeling the love.
So for anyone that hasn't crossed paths with Spotty Wi-Fi before, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I'm a rapper, musician, songwriter, performer. Um, you know, basically, I'm the CryptoPunk rapper. Nowadays we see artists making music with their community, with their profile picture, with their avatar, their NFT. But I've been doing it since I got into this space a couple years ago, and that's what I'm all about. I'm that guy. I'm that CryptoPunk rapper. You know.
I see, I see. And so, what inspired you? By the way, this is a question by our community member, Quantum. It just fits so perfectly after your introduction. Like, what made you take that step? What was the determining factor that made you push into the Web3 music space?
So really what it was seeing how there's like a built-in community, like even as we're in Decentraland right now, there's people, we're all passionate about Decentraland. Like everybody that's here, loves that we're hanging out in the metaverse, right? When I started to see that around having a CryptoPunk, like having people that would follow me or interact with me or want to talk to me because they are a CryptoPunk or they're fans of the CryptoPunks, they support the CryptoPunks, things like that. That's when I had it. For me, it was like a light bulb went off, because as a musician, it's an everybody's got so many things that could take their attention from you, in their phone, on their TV, whatever. And so just to have a built-in connection with the community, that's what it was, where I was like, this is crazy. Like as a musician, you would love to have this where somebody just wants to hear what you're doing with your music. All, hundreds or thousands of people want to hear what you're doing because they're interested in it naturally, or they're already a part of it.
Yeah, totally. And in a way, like that's like the best part, in my opinion, the best part about Web3. It's the people that you meet along the way in your journey are they're the fam. That's the family that like gets built around you, and and like it's possible for anyone to do this in Web3.
Totally agree. It's a niche, it's like we live in a world where we can find our tribe, find the exact people. And in music, we're made to think that we need millions of fans to be successful, or you need to be selling out arenas, or you need to have millions of streams on Spotify because you don't get paid. Like if you get 1 million streams on Spotify, you get $4,000 from Spotify on average, depending on where you live, in the US. But in reality, if you have people that support what you do, if you have people that are working together, you don't need millions of people. If you have hundreds of people, or if you have 1,000 people that believe in what you're doing, like you can do a lot.
Yeah, totally. And that goes into, I think, when I was looking through your Instagram, there was an interview that you were in, and you kind of explained it as the 1,000 follower strategy.
Thousand,
What would
Yes, the thousand fan theory.
Thousand fan theory? And to tell you the truth, like it's incredible that you brought that up on that interview because as of lately, even myself, like I've been kind of just exploring and trying to like educate myself, learn more, and this theory has been coming up more and more. And like
Right.
of course in different wording, like that's the first time I heard it as the thousand person theory.
Right. Yeah, yeah. It's not something that I came up with. It's something that people, especially independent artists, have been talking about for a while in music, especially. I think, and it's very powerful. You know, if you really think about it. And I think Web three kind of amplifies it or magnifies it because let's say if you have 100 people that believe in what you're doing, you know, like what I did with my first album. This is what I did 2 years ago in August of 2021. I recorded an album, a concept album about my crypto punk living in the metaverse, and I sold that album as an NFT. So it was a mint. You can mint a song. You don't know which song you're going to get. It might be a song from the album or it might be a remix. Some of those are really rare. Some are one of one. And we had 2,000 NFTs. Sold them for $100 a pop, zero point 0.03 Ethereum at that time. And they came with a vinyl record. And we sold 2,000 of them, you know, and that generated the equivalent of like basically 60 ETH, $200,000 at that time. That would have been, I would have needed 50 million streams on Spotify to get that kind of
Whoa.
that kind of revenue, you know, from those songs. You know? And I don't have millions of streams today. You know, I had almost none. Then, you know, so that's the thing is like when somebody wants to support an artist in Web three or a community, there's not a lot of middlemanning. You know, or at least there shouldn't be. Because you can just go direct and royalties and how artists get paid, how musicians get paid in Web 2 is very messed up. It's very like antiquated and it's not designed for the artists. It's really designed for, you know, labels and streaming companies and middlemen.
Yeah. I mean, you just said that number. In order to get around 250,000 in revenue from Spotify, you would need 50 million listens.
Uh, Something like that. It's
Oh,
actually like that would get you. You get 4,000 per million is the number. So
oh my God.
yeah, you would need a whole lot of streams, a whole lot of streams. And you know, just like there's bots on Twitter and just like there's bots and everything else, there's bots on the Spotify streams too of a lot of artists. You know, so it's all a rig. It's all just a game. You know, and really it's designed not to compensate the artist. Like if you think about music, especially, you know, music is the soundtrack of our lives. Our favorite musicians, they give us the music that we use to celebrate our biggest wins and to mourn our biggest losses, right? But culturally, like we accept that artists, especially musicians, they get screwed over a lot of times. They get sort of preyed upon by big labels and companies and managers and stuff like that take advantage of them, make them
Mhm.
have them sign bad deals, things like that. And we're comfortable with it. Um, but I think, you know, anyways, I'm excited about everything that we're doing, and I'm excited about what Decentraland can do with that in the metaverse, because there's a lot of opportunity for artists and fans to, you know, reinvent that.
Totally, 100%. So, I mean, this is actually a question that came up while you kind of were talking about labels and the opportunities that you get here in Web3. So, what would be your feelings about Web3 labels? I have seen a couple, like, you know, pop in and I try to start something. Do you think
Mhm.
a Web3 label could fit into the whole culture that we have going here on the Central End, which is like empowering the musician, empowering the artist?
I think so. I don't think all labels are bad. I don't think all label deals are bad. I just think that a lot of artists get preyed upon, when they don't have a lot of leverage, or if they do, they might not use it. They might not have the best representation, things like that. Um, but I think that, labels can, to me, I think labels can still help artists if they're providing services that the artist needs. Um, in a way that is fair, you know. Now, and you hear artists, like other indie artists, like um, Russ or other people talking about how sometimes if an artist is in a certain position, they can go out and hire the same people the label would have hired and save money because now they're cutting out the middleman. Or another way that labels sometimes operate is they operate like banks. They give out loans called advances to artists, um, and they have to recoup on those loans, from the artist's sales.
Hmm.
And just like banks, sometimes when a big organization is controlling a lot of money, um, and sometimes they're not super transparent, and sometimes that lack of transparency leads to things that are bad. Like you see, I've heard Chameleonaire talking on camera about how he had his lawyers audit his big record label at that time that he was on, and they found $600,000 that had been hidden from him. I've heard other stories of big artists where the label gives them an advance, a loan, to go, do their album, do the music videos and everything. And then the lender, which is the label, they're also the ones doing the accounting on all
Hmm.
of the expenses for the recording and the music videos and everything. So you literally have instances where like an artist is recording in their home studio or wearing the clothes from their own clothing brand in the music videos, and later they audit the label, and they realize that like they were withholding money because they were overcharging the artist for their own clothes and their own studio time and stuff like that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's just it goes deep, man. So
Eh,
so yeah, so it's just like banks, and that disintermediation in finance, the same thing in music.
Totally, totally. And thank you for kind of, speaking your thoughts on that. Because ever since I came across this music label, I've been kind of asking different musicians, like, what do you think of a Web3 label? Some
Mhm.
are bullish, others not so much. You know how it goes. So,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, the other thing I would say is like there's a lot of ideas and things. And I would say the same for like festivals, music festivals, and hats off to Decentraland for I think leading in terms of that, of throwing a dope metaverse music festival. But there's other like organizations and people that talk about a lot, but it's just like, man, at this point, just show and prove. Like there's plenty of resources. If a label wants to do something, they can do it. You see Kingship. That's like Kingship is like a United Music Group uh, project where they have four apes, Bored Apes and Mutant Apes, and they're working with Hit Boy and James Fauntleroy, and they're actually doing, I think, a really great job. So
Hmm.
there are some good examples of like labels entering the space in different ways. So it's just kind of like just let's see the work. That's the thing.
Yes, we're all exploring in this space. Like, we're literally the ones pushing the frontier at this very moment. And, very exciting times in Web3. So,
Absolutely.
this could be a good time to even like transition. So I've been very excited to talk about this one. So the King's Alpha, the music video that we just saw to begin the show, released about 6 days ago, and it already has 19,000 views, as well as the single on Spotify having 77,000 listens. Like, very, very exciting. What can you tell us about the King's Alpha?
So the King's Alpha is a song with Snoop Dogg. It is the intro track on my new album, which comes out in April. which is also called The King's Alpha. So the song is the same name as the album. Comes out in April. This album and this song, look, so the first album that I talked about earlier, right, the one from 21, that was called I'm Spottie, and that's the concept album of like Spottie's genesis. You know, how Spottie came to be in the metaverse, the rapping CryptoPunk. And this album is like Spottie is branching out from the metaverse into the real world and collaborating with a lot of dope mainstream artists, and still collaborating with some metaverse artists, you know. And there's a comic book that's coming later this summer that tells his whole story, you know, the transition from metaverse artists to real world artists. So that's kind of what the King's Alpha is introducing now. That's what this is all about. Snoop is on the interlude on the song. It's a really amazing collab that I'm very proud of, and it's very biographical. Like this song is very, very real. It's not like a metaverse story. This is the real story of like my last 2 years.
And I mean, definitely it's an amazing intro song to like what's gonna be an amazing album. Like going back to the intro song, like I have I'm gonna rehearse some of your lyrics that I just totally thought were on point, which were my debut album on release, it made $250,000. No cash advance, no TikTok dance, no record deal. Like you literally, Spottie, you are the one pushing this frontier, and there's rappers everywhere, like, you know, looking up to you, and like, you know, like you are the one setting or paving the way for them. And just got to give you your flowers, of course.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you. That means a lot, man. It's amazing. It's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey, and I have to thank everybody that supported me from day one. You know, those 2,000 NFT albums that we sold them to 700 supporters. So we had 700 supporters at that time that believed in us. We've got a lot more collectors now, and a few different collections. And it's just been an amazing ride. And when I meet artists like Snoop or some of the other artists on the album, like Bun B or Jim Jones or Timbaland, you know, who collaborated on one of the songs on the album, you know, they see me, but they really see that. They see that 700 people, and then 1,000 people, you know, and then 1,500 people, and then they see that the community has supported me, and that I've been able to have a great relationship with a lot of different communities in the Web3 space, and I think that's what's been my greatest blessing in this whole ride.
Most definitely. And so in the intro song to the album, um, did Snoop, like in the part where Snoop Dogg comes in, did Snoop's words kind of inspire you to write this song, or was this song already in the pipeline?
Okay, so to give a little more background, after I sold my debut album as an NFT, I was connected with Snoop's son, Champ, or Cordell. And so we got on a call and we were talking, and he was like really gracious. The first thing he did was he had sent me a DM and showed me a screenshot that he had purchased my NFT, and that was really cool. And then we're just talking. He's picking my brain about, you know, Web3, and we're talking about music, NFTs, and this is just toward the end of 2021, maybe January of 2022, and he's saying how his dad is about to, or I don't remember if he was telling me if I had already read it, but anyways, his dad had just Snoop had just reclaimed or gained ownership of Death Row Records, right? So he's about to perform at the Super Bowl. I end up flying out to LA to like spend some time at Death Row, talk with the artists, do some music and talk about Web3 and like NFT music. So I go out there, we do some music. It's amazing, having like incredible. Like his compound is crazy. It's like the his studio where he's on Instagram and the mothership. And we go to his album release party. We're back on death row. Get to meet him. I met him very briefly that trip. Do some music with Champ and some of the other artists, and we go on. After that album, they end up doing a partnership, sell it as an NFT. It does amazingly well, like crazy well. It was like literally $44 million NFT album sales in 1 week. I think the only reason, I really believe the only reason it wasn't a Beeple size story of like, the $69 million sale and all over CNBC, I really think it was because it was the Super Bowl. It was the week of the Super Bowl. And I just think there was, it was literally a lot of other stuff, to compete with in terms of news. But all that to say, I developed a really great relationship with Death Row from that, right? So a few of those songs that we recorded, he put out on his 8-point mixtape, which was really cool, and another mixtape that he did where he actually gave IP rights to the music, just like I did or do. And then we reconnected on Twitter Spaces. So we reconnect on Twitter Spaces, and this is almost like we're meeting for the first time because we had met so briefly in LA, right? And so now we actually get to talk, and he gave me these flowers and said all these really great things about how I had inspired him and Champ and how they appreciated me and stuff. And that got a lot of, I posted that as a video on Twitter, and a lot of people saw it. And so later I ended up having this song that you asked about forever ago, and I've given you this long answer, but I had this beat from Danny Ives, the producer. I had met him through a friend, and I was writing to it, and I just started telling, that's just where it went. It wasn't really premeditated. I just started writing about these things, and I didn't really have a hook in mind or a chorus in mind, and then had the idea, and my team liked the idea of like trying to use that audio and see if we like it, and if we like it, send it to Snoop and Champ and see if they like it. And that's what ended up happening.
Amazing story, and kind of like from Snoop's words in that Twitter space, and those are the same words that are in the song for everyone that's listening. Like there you go, Spotty. Paving the way, pushing forward. Like I that is a big example of what you can do in the Web3 space, and thank you for just taking the time, being yourself, and inspiring some great individuals to look towards this avenue.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. And the cool thing about everything that we're doing in Web3 is that a lot of these things are on chain, and I'm a big fan of history, and I just wanted to have a footnote in history in this crazy disruptive time in terms of technology and what it could mean. And so this song is sort of like a Web 2 like homage of like, let me make sure the world understands as well, so let me make sure I write a song that not only is it going on the blockchain, but that we have Snoop actually featured as the interlude, so that on Spotify it gets in front of all of his followers, and he's been really supportive. He's been sharing it on Instagram stories, so it's been an amazing thing. And the song came out a year after, like exactly a year, the same week after I first went out there, because the song came out February 7th, the week of the Super Bowl.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it was cool.
And do you still keep or like, do you have anything in the works for the future with either Champ or Snoop?
I have a little something that I'm working on, but I can't say too much about it. But it's not. I don't. It's musical. It's musical. I'll say that. It's not like because he's a mogul, So I don't want to like just be saying like, oh yeah, I got something big coming up. No. Hopefully it'll be a big song, but I'm working on a song. So,
Oh, I love it.
but
And
I, but
thank
I,
you for
but
sharing
no,
that.
yeah, no timetable on that. No timetable on that. But stay tuned.
You cannot rush perfection or greatness, so please take as long as you need.
Thank you, brother. But on this album though, there's going to be a lot of fire. The next song that we're putting out is coming out March 20th, just in time for NFT LA, where I'll be. That's March 20th through March 23rd. That song features Alan Kingdom, who's a super dope artist, and very like Web3 experience artist. He's done a lot of cool, innovative drops. He actually runs, and he just opened this past year the world's only like crypto enabled, or maybe it's the US's only, I don't know, but it's a crypto enabled, crypto payment accepting barbershop in the Twin Cities. So he's a super cool dude and an incredible artist, and my guy Alec King. And that song is the song that when I got the opportunity to sit down in Timbaland's home studio and play him any music I wanted to play him. And this is the song where he had the strongest reaction, like jumped out of his chair and was like, "This is the one. I'm gonna mix the song." And so yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh man, it has to be a great honor. And let's see,
Absolutely.
for songs that are already released, you have worked with other goats within the music industry, such as Bun B. So,
Yeah. Bun B is absolutely a goat, man. An incredible artist and an even better friend and person, man. We did a song called All Time High, which is on this album. Um, and we actually did a music video as well. You guys can check that out on YouTube. And yeah.
could we give it a watch as soon as
Oh
whenever you're finished explaining?
yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, Bun is an absolute legend, OG, like top 50 rapper of all time from whatever big magazine just did the last one, and like he's way high. He's not 50, like he's like top. He's top tier rapper, from the legendary Underground Kings out of Houston, Texas, and he's like, it's actually really crazy. This song symbolizes like, this might have been the best thing, that something that I'm super proud of, because right after we did the album sale in August 2021, we put this song out very shortly after. We actually had Bun B like on our list of artists that we would love to work with, and our community did a vote, and he was one of the artists that the community was voting for, and so we were able to collab with him, and the song is called All Time High. We could talk a little more about it afterwards, but yeah, he's a legendary guy, and having his just his acceptance and his friendship is like a huge thing that has opened a lot of opportunities in people's minds to me in the traditional rap world.
Totally. And here, let me allow me to get this video played.
Actually, before you play it, I'll say the other thing. One of the things I was really conscious of after selling that album, I sold that album, and then there was a big story in complex.com. And I mean, it was like a 6,000 word thing about my whole story in music and leading up to then. And that got a lot of people's attention. And I had opportunities to work with a lot of different people. And I wanted to make sure I worked with people that would not think of it as a cash grab and not abuse the space, And Bun he already had a couple NFTs out at that point, like a couple one of ones. Like he had collaborated with somebody that owned a Euler beat. If you're not familiar with Euler beats, they're like a really historic music NFT generative project, and he rapped over one of them, and they minted that as a one of one. He had done another thing, which was like a visual art piece, as a one of one or a very small supply collection. So, anyways, I could tell just from the couple things he had done, that like he or his team or both were not thinking of the space in a cash grabby way, because that is not what you would do if you were just looking to cash grab, you know.
Totally,
And
totally.
he's continued to just be a solid dude. Like, he's doing a lot of stuff still. He's got Trill Burgers, which is the #1 burger in the country, according to Good Morning America, and anybody that's ever had one agrees, including myself. And they are the burger that is served at the Board and Hungry Board Ape Yacht Club restaurant out in Long Beach, California, as well.
Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to take a visit over there and
They're
because I love me
legit,
a good
bro.
burger.
They're amazing, bro. You got to.
All right, so here, allow me to play this.
Yo, sir, it's SpottieWiFi, and you know I'm an all-time guy, and I'm living at an all-time high. It's official, I'm the king of punks. Haters gave me motivation. Even the coronavirus couldn't stop my coronation. Buy low, sell high, diamond hand determination. On SpottieWiFi 5528, and we all gon' make it. I dox myself, so if you need me, you know where to find me. I'm certified, don't need no websites to verify me. We about to take the revolution to the main stage. Go tell the labels I don't think we on the same page. That's word to metallic, put bold and italic on what you heard in my word salad. Spotty for royal, spit digital oil, boy I got a metaverse palace. Don't ask me nothing, I can't talk in public or comment on I'm too busy running it up with bumping on none of that. Gotta maintain, gotta make rain, gotta stake, no debate, I'm on chain, gang, gang. D5, so my green fly like a beanstalk, you know, FIFA, folk, bump, bang, bang. I touched a mill and quit my 9 to 5. I got a blunt, rap, side to side, and I'm a
this with Thole, baby. I can't wait to show them how we get down with this one. It's an all-time verse. Let's go. Coming straight up out the dirty south, that third coast sector. You bet on the triple OG, you hit the trifecta. Might see me around your girl and think that you need your protector, but your bottom broad is busted. OGP, I'm a rejecter. I done tapped in with Spottie, made men like John Gotti. We flip so much crypto that we could buy a Maserati. Oh no, man, not the car. See, I'm talking about the dealer, cause to me an NFT means nobody's fucking Triller. Since I came up in the game, I've been carving out my lane. I ain't got nothing to lose, but I got everything to gain. If I catch it at the right price, you know I'm finna cash out. By the time you buy it, it's too high, and now you ass out. You follow trends, man, but I'm a trending topic. My aura's larger than life, and your vibe is microscopic. When me and Spottie hook up, ain't no way that you can top it. You can hate, but you can't stop it, cause you know we finna drop it like it.
Unfucking believable. The Trill OG, Bun B, SpottieWiFi, historic shit, first of its kind. Nobody ever did it like this. All time, all time. Nobody ever did it like this.
And we're back from all-time highs. Have we hit the bottom yet, Spottie? What are your thoughts?
And you know what's crazy is that song released on a day where ETH actually did hit an all-time high.
Oh boy, I love it.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm literally. I give people the signal. No, I'm just playing. I'm not giving any signals. But I do have a song for the bear market. come in. I actually, you know what? These next two songs are both songs for the bear market. So you could say I'm forecasting 2 months, at least another 2 months of I don't know. Maybe I'll call it accumulation.
I mean, I've been loving the whole accumulation process of all this. Like, I've seen some cheap ETH, some cheap mana. Like, I'm loving it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. It's if you know some on the sidelines, it's definitely a good time. Yeah, I am. I'm actually Spotty Wifey and I we're getting ready to purchase our first home. So yeah, we definitely have some. We've definitely been more conservative. But I got a good feeling about the coming years. I think it's time, man. I think crypto just makes so much sense. Like in the coming years, I feel like it's gonna really I feel like maybe I'm naive, but I do think it's gonna start to decouple from like the world because things are rough.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, oh, oh, sorry, I just laughed at something I saw on my screen. But the technology is solid here in the Web3 space, and once again, it's as a creator, you're not even looking at markets. What we're looking at is the creation aspect of all things, like the community, the people, the content. Like that's what we're all about.
I love that. I also think about just history. Like I remember people talking. I remember hearing about mana and Decentraland like years ago. When I was first getting into the space, and it was definitely before my time. Like I wasn't ready for it. But now I just see. I mean, I just bought a plot. So when we're talking about all of these things that we're excited about, I'm excited about the historical nature of stuff too. And like just got a plot right by Genesis Plaza. 2 negative 24, 2 minus 24. That's my plot. And I'm excited, man. I'm like, it's like a world of possibilities. Like I could put a museum there, and it could be there forever.
Totally, yeah. That's your digital footprint on Decentraland. Like Spotty Wi-Fi is on Decentraland. You said 2 negative 24, I believe. I'm gonna go check it out. I see you. And yeah, so in like recent weeks, I've been seeing more Spotty Wi-Fi activity on Decentraland. You've recently became an Ice Poker wearable holder, and as of today, a landowner. What any big plans on Decentraland? What or any alpha you can give us?
I can't really say there's alpha. I would say you're just kind of seeing it. This has all just been. Oh, I've had my eye on I think that same parcel. Or I've kept an eye for like a solo parcel near the center for a while. I just never really pulled the trigger on it. But then, yeah, I started to see. I see streaming. Streaming is huge. And I see that in the coming years, there's going to be a bigger need for content and Web3 content, right? So I got really interested in Kick the past couple weeks. I started seeing people streaming on Kick, the whole Aiden Ross thing, him signing with them. So I started thinking like, what would I want to stream, And then I went and played some ice poker. I had a lot of fun playing ice poker, and I already have a dope avatar. I have dope wearables. Whenever I do wearables, my community loves it, like really, really loves it. And so it just kind of sparked in this past week or two, like, you know what? I really do want to get one of those parcels. And there was one that was, much lower price than anything else around it in Genesis Plaza, and said, okay, let me do it. I had a few other deeds, and I have several other deeds, and I sold a few. And basically traded those for this. So this is sort of, you're seeing the plan in action. I don't have like a master plan, but some sort. It's only one parcel, and I'll tell you this: my master plan is I want to challenge and reinvent what can be done with one parcel. It's really what I want to do, because I've had a lot of people, try to tell me to get like a bigger grouping, in a different location. And I get the pros and cons, but I think I can do a lot with one parcel, and that's what I want to prove with this one.
Yes, I mean, looking at the location, dude, like perfect location. Okay, so this is kind of my vision of what the Decentraland, the main world, is gonna be in the future. Because of the introduction of DCL Worlds, what I was mentioning to you earlier about your name when I asked you if you had your name. DCL Worlds is basically you purchase your name, you get a whole world to build on. If you're using the Decentraland servers, you're limited to 100 megabytes for the build. But so with that being said, I see the main world kind of becoming like a let's say a wonderland of experiences, different experiences brought to you by different brands, companies, corporations entering the space, using the Decentraland as their like marketing stomping grounds. And so with that, like, have you ever watched Stuart Little?
I don't. If I did, it was a long time ago.
Well, by any chance, do you remember like the house that they lived on?
Stuart Little, a mouse? Am I crazy?
Yes, Stuart Little is a mouse, but the house that their family lived on was like in like basically New York. There were two skyscrapers on each side, big developed buildings, and then there's this little comfortable family home, in the middle of them. I feel like if we hodl our land, that's what it's gonna be like, We're gonna have all these big boys around us, and they're gonna be wanting to buy our land.
Dude, look, I mean, I agree. It's part of my thesis in buying this parcel. I see, I've seen a lot of brands make decisions and talk to a lot of brands about their decision making process and where to activate in the metaverse. And I think, I think Decentraland is winning that by a lot, as far as I can see, because number one, the site is live. That's a big advantage. So, I mean, that's huge. And then, it looks really great. Like, I think the game looks really great. I think it's fun. I like I just got, I just started using the client and got a new laptop because I was kind of on like a struggle laptop for a minute. But anyways, I'm loving it, and I feel the same way. I see big brands playing in Decentraland, and I just feel like, same thing. And I come from an advertising background, so it's like, I'll tell you a quick story. Like, I've done different types of advertising for different types of clients, including myself as a music client, and a couple times I've done this, what I call the SpottieMobile, where I get a big billboard truck, digital billboard truck, and I take it to NFT NYC, or I park it outside of Christie's auction house for 8 hours during an NFT auction, or I get one in Miami for Art Basel. And it's fun. People love when they see the truck. You get a lot of people, tweeting about it, taking selfies and stuff. It's a hassle. It's a hassle and a half, to the point where I started talking to my partner about, how much does one of these trucks cost? We should buy a truck, and we lease it out, and then we let people, and then we use it when we need it, and we take the calendar, we take control of the calendar, and we just rent it out when we don't need it. And I definitely see that possibility for what I'm doing as well, and that's why, like, really part of the reason, if you go there now, it's just a couple huge, you could call it two huge murals or billboards of my punk and my ape, and then it's a bus stop, and what does a bus stop have on it? Ads. My bus stop right now just has my Twitter and my social media, my Instagram and everything. So it will be a lot more. It's not going to be just social media ads for long. But I definitely see that potential when there's Macy's Day Parade and stuff going on. Like, yeah, hell
Yes.
yeah, I want to be part of that history and own something there.
Yeah, for the Macy's Labor Day Parade, you'll probably have to park the truck like 3 days prior to the event so to actually get it at a good location. And kind of hey, Spotty, you may have an idea there with why not just buy your own truck and rent it out? You might have individuals like me whenever I want to slap a Mew bubble on on a truck and have it driving around city. One day,
Love
one
it,
day.
bro. I love it. I gotta buy a house first, but after I buy a house, if there's any if there's any left over, I would love to explore it.
uh, perhaps there'll be a little bit of cryptos left over after a home purchase, and I'm really happy. Thank you for sharing that Spotty Wifey and yourself are planning on finally becoming homeowners. Like this is a big milestone in like anyone's life.
Thank you, man. Absolutely. It's very intimidating, especially right now. 'Cause the market is very crazy and it's probably, yeah, it's kind of risky time to buy a house, but we're looking to move back to New York City where she's from. And so we're keeping an open mind and yeah, we are interested in buying, especially if we can find something that's, a good deal in this crazy market.
Yes, especially New York City. Crazy, crazy.
And, whew,
So, here, let's bring it back to your I'm Spotty Genesis collection. You had mentioned that this was the collection. I'm on your website, by the way. Here, actually, maybe I should screen share so you can see what I look at. There we go. So the I'm Spotty NFT collection. This is the iconic album that pretty much created Spotty Wi-Fi. Would you say, or not created, but amplified?
I think that's fair. That was his arrival. Spotty the character popped up on Twitter in like February or March of 2021, and then this album came out in August.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. And was there a Spotty Wi-Fi prior to Web3?
Oh, so okay, that's a great question. I was doing music years ago, under my real name is Miguel Mora, and so Mig was short for Miguel, so I rapped as Mig Mora. I made music like 2006 to 2012. I opened for Snoop back in that era. I opened for T.I., T-Pain, Nas, Talib Kweli, a lot of artists. And at that time, I opened for we were opening for Yin Yang Twins, Flo Rida. All these people were huge at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and put out albums, put out mixtapes, got good reviews on big rap blogs, and all of that was great, except it really didn't pay the bills. When we were starting out in 2006, I was still in school. But by 2012, you're a little older, you graduated and everything, and you're still not paying the bills. And so got a day job, got a job in advertising, and pretty much thought that was it for me in terms of music. And I got good at my day job. I worked in advertising, I worked in media partnerships, and did that for years. Had a good career going until COVID. COVID happened. I was working for a big agency, and my client was Subway restaurants. They got hit really hard during the pandemic. They had a bunch of layoffs at their headquarters, and budget cuts, including my position at the agency. So I found myself furloughed for a few months, and then eventually laid off, and working here and there, finding freelance work. But that is when I started really diving into. I started hearing about NBA Top Shot, Started collecting NBA Top Shot moments. That was in January of 21. And then by February, I had met a guy named Crypto Novo, who's still a great friend of mine.
Legend.
A legend. So I met Novo through an old coworker, the advertising world, and met Novo. We actually, the three of us, started a YouTube show called NFT Stories. It's still up there. There's about 20 episodes where we would interview artists and collectors and tell their stories. We did some amazing interviews. G Money, Justin Aversano, A Lot of Money, rest in peace. A lot of cool artists that we interviewed at that time. This was early 2021. And Novo, he would wear a Snapchat filter during the YouTube show. He was his CryptoPunk. I was Mig. I was Mig Mora on that show. Anyways, by February, I end up buying a CryptoPunk. February 23rd is when I bought my punk. And I bought my punk because I saw like Mark Cuban on YouTube saying CryptoPunks are priceless. They're the rookie card of NFTs. And Crypto Novo, he showed me the Larva Labs website where you could purchase them, and the CryptoPunks website. And he showed me like how you could sort by different rarity traits. And saw that spots are a pretty rare trait. There's 10,000 CryptoPunks, only 124 of them have spots. But people don't really value the spots. I think they think it's an ugly trait. So how rare they are, they're underpriced. That's how I saw it. All these other traits that are kind of rare, there's 150 of them, or there's only 100 of them, or it's 130, whatever, going for much higher money than the spots, and that's a rare trait. So that's why I bought Spottie. That's why I bought CryptoPunk 5528. And from there, I started thinking about him as a character, and I was heavily influenced by the fact that Novo is Novo. He is his CryptoPunk, and he embodied that character. And so I started calling my character Spottie Pippen, and then from there it turned into, well, it's not Spottie Pippen, that's his real name. His rap name is SpottieWiFi. I quickly realized, like, if I'm gonna make a character, he should be a rapper, because that's what I love to do. I can make it funny. Now that's how it started.
That is amazing, and kind of like I love this story because like it also in a way gave me like a little bit of history on like another legend in the space, Crypto Novo. I did not know that these podcasts were going on. What were the name of the podcast? Perhaps I can like look back sometime.
NFT Stories.
NFT Stories.
If you just search NFT Stories, it's a profile or a channel that'll come up.
Definitely gonna take a look at that.
Like, we weren't breaking the internet. It has 93 subscribers, but there are some really good interviews, some really good people that have gone on. Claire Silver, Chris Graves, very dope, National Geographic photographer, stuff like that.
That is so dope. Okay. We had began with the topic of I'm Spottie.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah. That's how I got into my CryptoPunk. So I bought the CryptoPunk on February 23rd of 21, and that song I'm Spottie, it came out on April 16th. It came out very quickly, like let's say 7 weeks later, which is pretty quick. What happened was I called my old music producer, the guy I've done music with since high school, guy who was the DJ when we opened for T.I. and Snoop and all these artists, right? And so he's my best friend. He was my best man at my wedding. And I called him up. We got on a Google Hangout, and I was like, dude, I have to explain this whole thing to you. I have something I want to pitch to you. And I went, and he didn't know what a CryptoPunk was yet. Like, I don't even know if he knew what an NFT was at that point. So I was explaining all of this in one sitting. And he knew about crypto. We had both gotten into crypto at the same time in 2017. And So I explained to him what a CryptoPunk is. I show him the Mark Cuban video of him talking about CryptoPunks are priceless, or the Ricky Card of NFTs. I show him a video of Chamath. I don't know how to say his last name, but Chamath from Facebook Investor, like talking about NFTs. And I'm like, these NFTs are serious. CryptoPunks are like as close as you could come to a sure bet in terms of CryptoPunks. This is how I presented it to him. And I told him I bought one. So I spent $40,000 on this NFT. I know that sounds crazy. I did, and nobody's doing anything creative with their CryptoPunk right now except for my friend. I know the one or two people. I know Novo and I know G Money. There's nobody else at this point. Zero. You know what? I'll say Jonathan Mann. But it's like you can count on one hand. You can count on one hand how many people are doing anything creative with this.
Yes.
And so I was like, but I need a producer. I need somebody to like make some music so that I can make some funny songs and like start to build this character. And I thought I was gonna have to twist his arm or like convince him, but he was instantly just like, I get it, I'm in. That was it. We took a few days. Excuse me. We took a few days. Maybe we took a week to like work out a partnership, so that like he actually became through us working together and us selling, us earning revenue. He unlocked the option to purchase a share of the CryptoPunk at the same rate that I paid when I bought it. So he co-owns the CryptoPunk with me now. We co-own SpottieWiFi LLC, and his name is Stephen Clark. So that's my partner, and that's and he told me, he was like, yeah, we need that intro song. We need to introduce this character, and we need that intro song. And I can't remember if he said it or if one of us just thought it, but I always thought that Eminem was great with the intro songs because he did it repeatedly on albums. He first came in with like, "Hi, my name is," that was the Slim Shady LP. Then when you did the Marshall Mathers LP, it was, "I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady." Like he's reintroducing you to who he is, on his terms, and he's being funny with it because he's different and he expects people to laugh. So he makes sure they laugh with him, not at him, and that's what we were trying to do with I'm Spottie.
Man, big shout out to the partner. Hopefully, one day I will have the pleasure of meeting him.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. More behind the scenes. He says he's like back of house, but he's a great dude.
Oh, I bet. It's you could tell he kind of had that forward thinking in mind as well. Like you presented him the idea, the opportunity, and he ran with it. Let's go. You didn't even have to wait.
And I think I'm pretty sure part of my pitch was like what I was talking about with history. I saw the whole thing as an opportunity to do something nobody done before. I see CryptoPunks and I see Decentraland as like these are historical things, and I just felt like if we do something nobody's done with this yet, we're taking something that's historical and we're setting ours apart. We're doing something even more historic with it. That was the big picture, and I think that's what he really bought into.
Yes, the visionaries. And here, going back to I'm Spottie, I did realize that there were within the collection of 2000 there are like some traits to them, different traits. Do the different variants of the I'm Spottie NFT project have different utilities?
As of right now, the utilities on this whole collection have been consistent. It's been the same utilities for all the different rarities. Rarities have been, well, you know what? There's one big exception to that. Whichever rarity you own, whichever song you own from this collection as an NFT, you have commercial rights to use every part of that version of the song. So there's the song I'm Spottie. If you look at that rarity chart where you were down below, just above that, if you look just above that, I'm sorry. I thought it should be below it, maybe. Sorry, it might not be there. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it might be there. But what I'm saying is there are different remixes of the songs, right? And so if you own a really rare remix, there it is on the right. I'm sorry, it was there the whole time. If you click, you might be able to expand that. I'm not sure. But if you own a rare remix, you can use it in your film, TV show, commercial, video game, advertisement, whatever you want. You can even sub-license it to somebody else. And that would be a utility. So like, or if you have the song I'm Spotty and somebody else has the song Elite Ape, then they have the rights to Elite Ape and you have the rights to I'm Spotty. You would have to collect both songs to have the rights to both songs.
And like you also provide like the stems to the song and the artwork, which is like kind of like your punk but with different variations of it.
Yeah, so in my Discord, there's a token gated channel where you can go in and you can request stems and we send you the stems. That means that you can do your own remixes. It means that you can just use the instrumental if you want to use the instrumental. If you want to use the vocals, you can use the vocals. So that's in Discord. And then the artwork, we let people use the artwork, but we ask them to use it exactly as it's presented because the artwork has my CryptoPunk on it. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to use the artwork in your video game or your commercial or whatever, just ask you to use the full image of the artwork as it appears on your NFT.
That's dope.
That kind of just avoids people being able to use my CryptoPunk for whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. and okay, I see as like we go down the line, there are like, it's more limited on the different traits and also like the different like backgrounds. Like it goes from quantity of 528 to like the bottom half, which is like one of ones.
And this is actually really fun. Like if you, a really fun way to check this out is if you go on OpenSea and you look at the rarity traits, you can sort by genre and you can see there kind of get a better thing. But basically what we did was we took the song I'm Spotty and we made 3 different versions of it to start. So we have what we call the rap version, rap edition, that's the original. And we have the 8-bit edition, where all the instruments are replaced with like 8-bit Nintendo sounding instruments. And then we have the emo edition, which is like emo rock instruments playing the same music. So you have 3 different genres of the same song. Raps are the same, the vocals are the same. And so then we take the different instruments from the 3 different versions and we mix and match them up.
Okay.
We come up, but that's how we get the bunch of different remixes. Like if you play one that has a crazy background like that, like a spotted background, that lets you know visually that like or like when it has a border, like this whole genre is the rap dominant genre. That means we have 3 different categories of instruments and at least 2 of them are from the rap version of the song. So we created, and nobody was doing this. Nobody had done this as like an indie artist. There was like Euler beats, so there was some computer generated, algorithmically generated things. But in terms of a band or an indie artist, a human, artist doing like rarity traits with music on an album, this was like it was kind of unheard of. And then we had the visual traits to kind of give you that indication and map to the audio traits as well. So it was different. And there's 2,000 of these NFTs, there's 2,000 vinyl records. So I as a solo indie artist, and my partner, Stefan and I, we had this, and then 4 months late, we sold this in August. 4 months later, before the end of the year, we had 2,000 vinyls pressed in hand at our distribution partner's facility. And we had a custom Shopify tool that we built that we still use to this day for the token gated vinyl claim. All of these things today are a lot easier to do, and they're still not easy to do. They're still way too difficult. And from August to December of 2021 to do that was something I'm super proud of.
Totally. When especially like when you're the one with the vision in mind, that like the creation has isn't even a thought yet. It's just still in your mind, and to like you said, like back then it's hard. It was hard because you were the one doing it, but now it's still hard, but in a way it's still easier because of kind of what has already been created. So, it's just different challenges at this point.
Sure, for sure.
And that's really cool that the I'm Spotty Genesis holders got their very own free vinyl, like physical vinyl or NFT vinyl.
No. Physical, real vinyl.
Whoa.
They're 12-inch vinyl. I forget the number of milligrams, but they're heavy. They're there's different weights of vinyl. These are like very high quality, heavy vinyl. Made here in the United States, made outside of Dallas. Hand drawn pressing is the name of the vinyl presser, and are still a lot of them that are available. We have 2,000 NFTs, and we have a lot of collectors that have not claimed all their vinyls or haven't claimed their vinyls, period. Some for different reasons, I think, because maybe everybody doesn't want to, I think a lot of people don't want to give out mailing information and stuff like that. But all that to say, we have a tool on my website, on my Shopify, where you can search by token ID. So if you were looking at the secondary market, if you wanted to get one of these vinyls, you could do it. You would just go on OpenSea and find the token number that is available for one and plug it into our checker.
Oh, okay. So, and I'm guessing link to the checker would be in the Discord as well?
That's a really great question if there's a direct link there, but it's definitely on the header of the website where you're at, SpottieWiFi.io.
Oh, okay.
Like if you go to merch and then
Claim free vinyl.
free vinyl, yep, and then from there you just click view full details and there's the checker.
It's on the market, everyone, for a small loan of $1 million USD.
Yes, so this is how we did this back in 2021. The way that our dev partners did it was they priced it at $1 million. So actually, it's really not token gated. It's actually anybody could buy it for $1 million, but there's a token gated promo code that gets you $1 million off of this one product. So,
oof, that's a hell of a discount there. That's
it.
promo code is gold, actually.
I'm telling you, it's you can't lose.
That's awesome. And also, in our Discord chat, could you drop me a link to your Discord server in case any of our viewers would like to jump in and join in on the fun? Let's see. And so my next question for you, since it would be a good question to transition to due to since we're covering I'm Spotty, this was a question by our community member Quantum X. He is actually by the way, he is a big fan of your work. Like he loves the process that you took in order to become who you are today.
Amazing.
His question was, what Web3 tools do you use to distribute your music?
So Web3 tools to distribute my music. I'll start with one that is a little maybe like Web 2.5. That's Audius. So I want to shout out Audius Music. I think they're a great platform for anybody in this space to be sharing music, and I love what they're doing. They've got some great investors, including Nas and other really smart people that understand music and business. And so I would make sure you have a profile on Audius and that you're releasing your music there. I also think Audius is a good place to release music. If it's you might have music for your Web3 audience that you want to put on Audius. That may not be music that you made for all of the rest of the world too, because Audius has a Web3 audience. And then I'll say, I'm a big fan of Manifold. I have used Manifold once, but I recommend anybody to get familiar with Manifold. I've actually had the privilege to work with a really great company called West Coast NFT. They're like a sister company of Manifold, and they've helped me with my drops, which has been really great. But that's a very privileged position to have a team that really kind of like does it for you. For anybody that is trying to figure out how to do it on their own, I think Manifold. I also wouldn't sleep on OpenSea. OpenSea is launching a project where you can, they're launching a capability for you to create your own custom smart contracts that you control as the artist, not minting on their shared contract. I don't think that's out and available to everyone just yet, but it probably will be soon. The other thing I'll shout out is Rarible. I've always had a great relationship with Rarible. I like Rarible. I don't know about minting on their site. I don't know if that's a shared contract or if you get to own the contract. But the thing I will say about Rarible, they have as a creator, you can create your own marketplace where you enforce royalties on the secondary market. And I think that's a really powerful thing. I actually checked it out. It's just a few clicks. It literally takes like 2 minutes. If you have a collection on ETH, and you, especially, all I know is it worked for my ERC 721s. If you have collections that are ERC 721, you can go create your own marketplace on Rarible in like 2 minutes. And I think that we're going to see a lot of artists do that, and I'm going to be doing that.
Well, thank you for sharing the process. I'm sure Quantum is out there listening, like taking notes from the GOAT. And also to everyone listening on Twitch, I did drop a link to SpottieWiFi's Discord channel or Discord server in the chat, so make sure to check them out over there. I recall, like, right before the show, I was telling you about our community member Daybed. They happen to actually be standing right next to me wearing their lovely cheetah print wearables.
Nice.
So
I love it.
So this is actually pretty cool. Like I had asked them about for their coordinates, and let's see if we can find their ape displayed.
Oh man.
This is actually a new parcel that I've seen. I'm loving the good old floor. It must be a work in progress.
Oh, okay. I'm about to follow you over there.
Here's Daybed. 124, -15.
No, I shouldn't have tried to do that.
Oh, there you are. I thought I saw you for a second.
You good? Okay, hold up. We'll be right back.
As you can see, Daybed is also rocking the cheetah print shoes that I had sent over.
Oh,
So, since we're here on Daybed's parcel, I guess it would be a good time to ask you, how was Cheetah Gang started? What can you tell us about Cheetah Gang, and what are the ambitions for Cheetah Gang?
okay. I'm afraid I'm gonna disappoint on this question. 1 second. Let me get this. Okay. I'm coming to follow you guys. I would say I'm afraid I'm gonna disappoint on this question because the Bored Apes, they minted out on like May 1st, like in the middle of the night on May 1st of 2021, if I remember correctly. Anyways, I have a lot of regret because I saw Pranksy tweeted about it. Like Brown, he's in, he's presumably in the UK somewhere, so it must have been like midnight or 1 a.m. In the morning, or midnight or 1 a.m. on the East Coast here, and he was just waking up. He tweets about it, and they just start minting out like crazy, and I instead just went to bed. I should have meant it. But anyways, bought my first ape 3 weeks later. Bought my first ape 3 weeks later when I realized that they had some that had cheetah fur. So that was my whole reason, because I'm spotty. I already wore the leopard print pants and everything. And so yeah, I buy this ape, and actually, believe it or not, the Cheetah Gang already existed at that point. The Cheetah Gang was already going. It was my guy, Cody Boston, and Cody Boston, one of the founders. And then I'm trying to think of the other founder right now, and it's just escaping me. This is really bad. This is a really bad thing for me to forget right now. But anyways, there were a couple guys that started. It was just started in Discord. You know, it was a beef between the apes that had cheetah fur and the apes that had DMT fur. I don't remember the exact joke that started it, kicked it off, but it just became a meme war. I thought it was dope. I thought it was funny. And I wanted Spottie to have a hype man. And for a while, I was gonna get a hash mask. You know, I don't know if people remember hash masks, but those were one of the actual first NFTs that gave IP rights, and they inspired the Bored Apes. Like they partially inspired the Bored Apes. The founders have talked about that. Anyways, I didn't get a hash mask. That didn't end up becoming my hype man. I bought this cheetah fur ape, and I just loved the thought of the Cheetah Gang. It just made so much sense. Like, of course, you know, there's a trait with spots, and it's the Cheetah Gang, and it's dope, and they have a rival. You know, they have the DMT apes, which are their rival, and I was just cool with some of the Cheetah Gang apes as well, like NBA Spend, who was a mod in the Discord and now is like, you know, the social media guy for Bored Apes and stuff. He's Cheetah Gang, and we're tight, so it just made sense. And then it just man, I just ran with it. I just had so much fun with it, making music, you know, talking about Cheetah Gang. And then, you know, it's funny, Snoop and his son, they picked a cheetah ape because their favorite animal is cheetah, and they have like cheetahs all in their house. He was telling me. And so that was cool. It's just, what can I say, man? Cheetah Gang running things, and we never lost. Literally never lost.
Let's go. Cheetah Gang remains undefeated, we can say.
So,
David in the Twitch chat says big shout out to Cody, and then they said it was a cheetah versus cheetah moment.
oh really? Oh, you know, yeah, there have been some cheetah versus cheetah moments, but there's also been some really cool moments where, like, yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, it's like cheetahs definitely show a lot of love. Definitely a good crew.
I am just loving, you know, learning about all this, how it just became a meme war between apes. Oh man, I'm just you know, just getting a lot of just getting a lot of history here. Oh, and David meant to say cheetah versus DMT. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it really is.
Okay, so I'm all out of like official questions though. So the next questions I have were kind of like just spontaneous, like just me wondering, like, are you thinking of performing any more shows on Decentraland?
Man, absolutely I am. I want to be doing a lot more in Decentraland on that front. I really loved the True Stage. You know, I love that that's there. So I'm hoping I can. I need to connect with Rockin' Unicorn soon.
Oh, can I transfer a? It was a conversation between Shelly. One time, she mentioned that she would love to have Spottie at the True Stage one day. So, perhaps maybe Maybe we could manifest this.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I went to the Musical Docs show a couple days ago. I was super inspired. I love the stage, I love the whole vibe. I'm definitely hoping that I can continue to do the Decentraland Metaverse Music Festival. Knock on wood, I had such an incredible experience the first 2 years. Those are really highlights of the last 2 years for me. Like, really, I mean, it's amazing. It's historic. I'm really proud of those shows, and the lineups that that Decentraland has been able to put together for the festival is super impressive. So, when I can continue to do that, and yeah, hoping that I can just do a lot of things now, especially now that I have my own parcel. That was one of the things with my parcel that I have. It's only one parcel, but it is a corner. It is a corner parcel, and I do think I'm going to be able to do some dope shows. And I don't think, and when I was debating what to do, how to get some land in Decentraland, I really thought is like, there are these other dope venues. If I want to do something that's where I can accommodate a big crowd, I can. There's other venues where I can do that, but I can do more intimate shows on my parcel anytime. I can do anything I want. I can have like, I could have a venue / museum / studio / token gated, vaults of the lost tapes, whatever I want to do. So yes, performances, metaverse performances are definitely going to be frequent for me this year.
Oh, I love it. And yeah, totally about like what you said about your land. It's your home. It's like one of those things that you could just come back to. Let's say it's a slow night on the Central Land and you're hanging out with with a few friends. Hey, let's go back to my place. We'll throw on some music, we'll we'll do something. And that's how events get started. That's how little hangout sessions begin.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I say I don't want to make it sound like I'm going to be doing what do you call it, residency, like I'm going to be performing every other week or anything like that. But I also think there's a lot of things I can do even beyond me performing. Highlighting other artists. I want to also highlight some DJs that I really love. I've been a big proponent of this thing. Well, I don't know if I should talk about other platforms and stuff, but there's a lot of cool things going on for DJs right now, to be able to really DJ in the metaverse. And I haven't seen, I'm still learning about Decentraland, and I really am still learning. I that's why I appreciate getting to come and talk to you, because I have so much to learn. But I think there's a lot of cool technology that I want to showcase on my parcel, especially for DJs that I haven't really seen showcased yet.
That is awesome. You want to bring your friends in here. You want to like highlight the talent. I'm fully into that idea. And if you ever need any help, like on whatever I may be able to do, like, my DMs are always open to you. And yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I'm excited. Right now, focused on, for as far as Decentraland, I'm really focused on thinking about what exactly I want to do with my parcel, and thinking about builders and everything like that. I have a couple in mind that hoping I can connect with. And then yeah, man, like I want to throw some block parties, man. That's what I want to throw, some block parties, bro. I got the corner parcel. It is Spottie Street, by the way. I don't know if everybody saw the signs, but it is Spottie Street. So make sure you're getting your mail to the correct address and everything, because it's new and official. But we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. I'm excited for it.
Yes. What was it? Spottie Street and Wi-Fi Avenue. Love it.
I was on mute, but yes, it's Wi-Fi Way. Wi-Fi Way.
Wi-Fi Way. Love it. So yeah, I see that we have like easily like gone like to 2 hours. It's already midnight here on the East Coast. Do you think this might be a good time to wind down?
Yeah, man. I think this has been amazing, man. I've gotten so much love. I just want to thank everybody that's like tuned in, whether it's on Twitch or whether you're at the Dollhouse right now. I've gotten so much support and love from Decentraland over the past couple years. You know, 2 Decentraland shows. I did another show with the Yacht Club at their Riverboat Casino, where the Decentraland team, was super just making it happen. And then this week, I started posting about ice poker and people just helping me out. Like really, really people from Decentraland, people from the community, people from Decentraland Games, Peanut Butter, like everybody just really being dope and like showing love and welcoming me. So just thank you all, and man, thank you, bro, for hosting this. I appreciate it.
Well, hey, it's an honor to have you here. Like this has been very, very exciting for me, and this has been an amazing conversation. Really, happy to like finally get an opportunity. I've been, let's see, like my first time coming across SpottieWiFi was I think the 2021 Metaverse Music Festival. Your performance right before Paris Hilton. But then not until because back then I was just coming into the space. I was like kind of like a placeholder, we can just say, exploring and enjoying the shows. And not until just recently, the 2022 Metaverse Music Festival, was I kind of like, hey, I have this show Beyond the NFT. I would love to have Spottie, because that performance was amazing. So, instantly I was like, I must speak to this man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Those 2 shows were amazing opportunities. The first year we did it, 2021, the show was fully filmed in VR, filmed in the metaverse, which is really cool. I wish I could do everything like that. For 2022, we didn't have as much time, so we had to be scrappy, but we knew we wanted to do something that was really different. So we partnered with Rock Soul, who's a super dope painter down here, and muralist down here in Miami, and we did something very dope. If you guys I need to put that on YouTube. I need to put that one on YouTube. I don't know if you're going to play it later. You feel free. You can play it anytime if you want to play it tonight or anytime. But very different performances, but had a blast and appreciated it so much.
Wait, so you just mentioned you said the words down here in Miami. Are you currently in Miami?
I am.
Yes, dude, I'm 2 hours away, dog.
Hey, really?
Yeah, I live in Naples.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think we got a lot of I feel like Decentraland is in Florida, bro. We're out here heavy, I feel like.
Oh, we are. At least on my coast of Florida, I literally there is a Decentraland community member that lives in my city. Naples is a small city, and to have someone live here, I was blown away.
All right, that's dope.
It's so dope. So we could probably start going on a bunch of Florida man shit.
Right.
So
Yes.
thank you, Spottie. I look forward to following your journey, continuing to follow your journey here on Decentraland as well as in Web3. I really hope that perhaps maybe one day I could see you perform at True Band Room or at the Dollhouse, where Beyond the NFT is hosted. I know that Tank Poco would love to have you there perform at that venue.
Man, that I would love to do it. Let's definitely figure it out. Let's find the right moment. Let's find the right concept of what we can do that's going to be really dope and something new for people to see. And let's do it, man. I would love that.
Totally, totally. I mean, I know that Dollhouse is always open, and it and actually anywhere really, True Band Room, Dollhouse, any venue. But yeah, I'm giving you the alpha here. These two venues I just mentioned are the big ones, the biggest ones.
I love it. I love it. And also, I want to encourage everyone, like, please add me as a friend on Decentraland. If you're on Twitter, follow me and send me a mention, send me a note saying, like, follow me back. I'm in Decentraland or whatever, because I'm trying to hear about events when they're going on. I'm trying to get hip to what's really going on in Decentraland and what's dope and what everybody loves, so that I can learn, and take notes. So I'm just like a sponge right now, just trying to learn. So I appreciate anybody reaching out.
And you heard it here. Yeah, you heard it here first, everyone. And Quantum, as soon as you said that, he's like sent you a friend request.
Oh.
Yeah, Quantum is actually really dope. He's also a musician. From what I've heard, like his music, he does pretty well with producing, and as well as rapping. I believe he's a rapper. So you definitely someone to like link with. I did mention the Daybed collab earlier. Hopefully one day you two can get together and do some Cheetah Gang shit.
Oh, that's gotta happen. Absolutely.
For sure. So yeah, thank you. Any final thoughts before closing out?
Just really so much. It sounds corny, but I'm on repeat. Just a lot of love and gratitude. It's really been a dope week for me. I will be playing ice poker from time to time, so I'm sure I'll meet some of you there again, hopefully soon in the next coming days. And otherwise, if you have ideas for what you would do with one parcel, on Spottie Street, on the corner of Spottie Street and Wi-Fi Way, let me know. I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking to build, quote unquote, building.
Quote unquote build. And oh yeah, that I would like to invite you. Like if you're kind of like if you have some time on your hands and would like to like kind of learn the process of building and all that stuff, like you could always drop into that CBD or Community Building Decentraland Discord link that I sent you earlier. It usually on Tuesdays and Fridays we jump into like the productivity voice chat, and then we FAFO. We call it FAFO, fuck around and find out. So that's what we'd be doing, just fucking around and finding out with different builds and different different cool stuff.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I did join the Discord when you sent it. I haven't really had a chance to poke around yet, but I'll be in there.
For sure. Yeah, and always feel free to like jump into a voice chat. A lot of us like to vibe out and just actually we can say that the whole time in that Discord is like a FAFO session. Like even if it's not like an official FAFO, like we're always fucking around and finding out. Someone's always working on something, or like we're teaching each other how to build, deploy, whatever it may be, really.
Right. I love it. Pretty cool.
Thank you, Spottie. This has been amazing.
Likewise, bro. Just getting started, man. Thank you.
We're just getting started. And I would like to do a couple of final shout outs for, every single one of you that's here on Parcel and on Twitch and YouTube. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your love. Would like to give a shout out to my sponsors up above. Much love to Songbird Collectives, Dr. Drip, Voxboards, Meta One Designs, and of course our host for the host venue for tonight's show, the Dollhouse. We love you, baby dolls. Thank you so much for everything you do in the space. Much love, and stand by. We will have some SpottieWiFi action here for our after party music. Thank you, everyone. Of Of course. Let me get you back on. All right, go.
Hey, last thing, everybody tagging me in pictures on Twitter. Yes, thank you. Please send me pictures from tonight. This has been super lit. Please tag me in some photos at SpottieWiFi. Much love.
Yes, at SpottieWiFi on Twitter. Here, is this a picture?
On everything.
On everything. Here, let me just send everyone some links to your Twitter, and also here, why not drop your YouTube? Oh wait, this is not your YouTube. This one is. Make sure to subscribe and also like all the videos you see. All of them. They're good. Alright, thank you, Spotty. And thank you, Decentraland, for all your love. Please stand by and I'll get the music started.
I'm Spotty. Decentraland, Metaverse Fest. They don't even know who I am yet, right? But they gotta learn. They gotta learn. 5528, I'm Spotty. Got lots of spots. Your girl wanna come play connect the dots. I'm Spotty. I'm on the block. Sick with it, looking like chicken pox. I'm Spotty. Last name Pippin, stock going up, and I ain't tripping. I'm Spotty. I ain't bullshitting, I'm a crypto punk. You a crypto kitten, I'm Spotty. Straight out of Lava Labs, it's the crypto punk with the gift to gab. Now they getting mad. 5528. You know the vibes when I ride, plenty hate. Many naysay, and they try and doubt them. For that payday, I'll reset your router, unplug the modem. Now they on my scrotum. They don't care I'm ugly, I already told them. And I flow like a top shot. About to blow, and I'm coming for that top spot. Half shaved albinos giving top. And you know I do not flop. Switching lanes in a Lambo drop top. Proof of work, getting fresh air, drop. No roof, so no, I can't hotbox. Take the show on the road like a hot spot. Got lots of spots. Your girl wanna come play connect the dots. I'm Spotty. I'm on the block. Sick with it, looking like chicken pox. I'm Spotty. Last name Pippin, stock going up, and I ain't tripping. I'm Spotty. I ain't bullshitting, I'm a crypto punk. You a crypto kitten, I'm Spotty. And I'm just keeping it real. So fresh, no blemish, but I'm looking like Braille. And this check is not chess. I like a girl with some freckles on her chest. Spotty clean cut, keep no clown hair. She wanna know if I got spots down there. Tip my cap and replied like a diplomat. Said I got more spots than a twister mat. So go ahead, switch the style up. And if they hate, let them hate. Stack sets pile up. My crib polka dotted from the tile up. I'm quick with it and you slow it in a dial up. Spotty Wi-Fi, teach the whole nation. I'm a dog, 101 Dalmatians. Animated, but never artificial. I am what I am, that's on every pick. I'm Spotty. Got lots of spots. Your girl wanna come play connect the dots. I'm Spotty. I'm on the block. Sick with it, looking like chicken pox. I'm Spotty. Last name Pippin, stock going up, and I ain't tripping. I'm Spotty. I ain't bullshitting, I'm a crypto punk. You a crypto kitten, I'm Spotty. Yes, sir. I go by the name of SpottieWiFi. Shout out to Decentraland. Thank y'all for having me out. It's my pleasure to be here rocking with y'all tonight. You know I got my NFT album out now. Check it out at SpottieWiFi.com. Make sure you get that Young Poe app, cause this is a special occasion we ain't never gonna forget tonight. And you know I got some wearables y'all can check out as well, right? Yes, sir. Much love to Decentraland, Metaverse Fest. Just getting started. And we got Paris Hilton coming up later. Shout out my boy, hype man, Gorilla. And if you didn't know, I am the best, only crypto punk rapper alive. But I am ape affiliated. I am honorary cheetah gang, and we never lost. SpottieWiFi.com. My album is out right now. And you know what this is. History in the making. Punks taking over. 2017 to forever. You know the punks made history, like the Robbies at Christie's. Welcome back to Origin City. And they said the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. And they might have outbid me, but they never outdid me. Fresher than the day that they met me. And they said the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. Yeah, sneak attack, spin $1 million raps. Got $1 million plan and a helicopter hat. This ain't reggae, but the Beanie Man back. No Roman, only Spottie on the track. Super rare like a dare, a truth or dare. Digital gold, what you think is a souvenir? I'm not new to this. Y'all don't hear me like the futurist. I can introduce you what to do with this. More treasure on a USB than you could ever try to measure with some USD. Here's a word to the wise, I got it out the mud. You heard otherwise? That's nothing but fun. Lost Robbie's hard to find like an artifact. Got a goodie bag with me, where the party at? 2017's where it started at. Punks taking over. You know the punks made history, like the Robbies at Christie's. Welcome back to Origin City. And they said the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. And they might have outbid me, but they never outdid me. Fresher than the day that they met me. And they said the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. You know my provenance, Spottie phenomenon. I bring the drama with my entourage at Comic-Con. We just tryna find the next new member, but made the front page like extra, extra. Feds watching DMTs tryna track me. In the desert on the run like a track meet. We in the Spottie mobile in the backseat. Spottie keep it bumping like acne, that's me. The sir mix a lot of the pixel vault. Command and control like I'm next to all. I'm rocking more spots than a cheetah. Don't ignore the warning, homie, really got the heater. Hillary and G-Funk, feel me, we are the punks. We gon' see the sergeant, Randy and Marvin. The whole squad hungry, starving. We on the hunt even though punks made history. Like the Robbies at Christie's. Welcome back to Origin City. And they say the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. And they might have outbid me, but they never outdid me. Fresher than the day that they met me. And they say the top loader, top loader. But we going up boldly. Yes, sir.